Hello there, if you're just joining us, this is Nation Voice Tower. My name is Angelo, your usual anchor, and I'm here with the updates for today. Now, I want to talk of something something that has brought everybody's mind back to a point, because if you look at the emergence of Bola Tinibu as president via INEC, it's kind of similar to the way President Muhammadu Buhari emerged in 2019 again, to reclaim the presidential seat. So we decided to, bring these two accounts together and see that there is a similarity between everything, because during the President Muhammadu Buhari's time, he was taken to court, and even Bola Ahmed Tinibu was taken to court and all that. Now, there are secret stories that are behind this that you need to take cognizance. All right. Now, next point you're going to listen to is what really conspired between President Muhammadu Buhari, how he bought the Court of Appeal that gave him victory at the tribunal where Atiku Abubakar was challenging his victory in 2019. This is a top secret file that is not known to anybody but those in Aso Rock. So you are privileged to listen to this. Now, ahead of the 2019 presidential elections on February 20th, 2019, former President Muhammadu Buhari approved the release of 19.6 billion naira and another 3.8 billion on September 3rd, 2019 to the Court of Appeal, then headed by Justice Zainab Bulkachua. This is the same woman that was called out for, waiving court cases that involved her husband's friends. She was exposed by her husband, you remember, during a plenary session in the House of Representatives, or in the House of Senate rather. All right. The same woman who has hands pointing at her fraudulent behavior and background, her name has come up again. Justice Zainab Bulkachua, the former president of the Court of Appeal. The money was paid to the Court of Appeal in two tranches from the consolidated pool account of the government for what was tagged to cater for the requirement fund of the expectation of the election. That was what that money was tagged as. And we never heard about those funds again. Now, according to an Auditor General's report, this particular amount of money was tagged as cash to cater for the requirement fund for the expectation of the election. All right. Now, on February 23rd, 2019, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced Buhari as winner of the 2019 presidential elections, defeating Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. Now, forward to some days later, Atiku Abubakar challenged the results at the Court of Appeal, the same court that had received money in tranches of 3.8 billion and 19.6 billion respectively from the sitting president, then President Muhammadu Buhari. All right. Now, while at the Court of Appeal, he alleged that there was electoral fraud. That is, Atiku Abubakar alleged in his prayers to the court that there was a high level of electoral fraud, and he also claimed that the president lacked a secondary school leaving certificate, a constitutional requirement to run for the seat of president in Nigeria. All right. So on September 11th, after they had received, that is, the Court of Appeal had received 3.8 billion, the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal at the Court of Appeal rejected Atiku Abubakar's petition, saying that he failed to establish sufficient proof and evidence of fraud during the election that had President Muhammadu Buhari emerge as winner. Now, when you look at this occurrence, the same playbook has been adopted by Bola Ahmed Tinibu, as millions of dollars was allegedly paid to judges of the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal. I have brought you that update before. All right, so this tribunal, headed by Justice Haruna Samani Simon, have been really put into the bad books because of the judgment they had passed as regards the final judgment of the tribunal challenging the victory of Bola Ahmed Tinibu. They practically turned the constitution of Nigeria upside down, which is subject to verification because the international community has their eyes on this, all right? Hence the reason why Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi have decided to proceed and appeal the judgment in the Supreme Court. Remember that in 2019, he didn't do this. He rather withdrew the case from the appeal court after he saw that he was declared non-victorious, all right? So let us see where this one plays out, as they have gone further in legal means to access justice from the Supreme Court, all right? Now, in another development, the governor of Rivers State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, has urged security operatives, especially the Nigerian Army, the NSCDC, the Nigerian Police Force, and the Nigerian Navy, as well as the Nigerian Air Force, to flush out criminals from the state, especially owing to the fact or owing to the recent incident that happened involving a DPO in Rivers State, one Officer Bako, who was beheaded allegedly by people who were known to be called a cult group, all right? To that effect, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has placed 100 million naira bounty on anyone, on the criminals who were at large, the same people who are said to murder the DPO, all right? So this 100 million is for anyone who allegedly has information that would lead to the arrest of the criminals that are now at large. In response to the murder of the DPO2, the traditional ruler of that particular district or that particular area where this thing occurred has been suspended indefinitely, all right? Next video on your screens will be Governor Fubara while he was done with the meeting with the service chiefs in the state. He had to admonish pressmen on their plans for security and security of lives and property in the state. Stay tuned.
We're just coming out from an emergency Security Council meeting. Is as a result of what happened 2 days ago. It's really, really unfortunate that in our dear state, where we're doing everything to reduce crime rates, a group of miscreants will portray the state as being unsafe. We honestly feel very, very sad over this incident. As a government, we sympathize with the Nigerian Police Force, especially the family of Officer Bako. But we will not rest until whoever that is responsible for this act is brought to book. We have gone further to show our commitment on this particular issue by placing a bounty on the criminal and also suspended the traditional ruler of that locality. We are doing everything on our part to make sure that this matter will get to the end of it. We must get him. Rivers State will never be a home for criminality. I believe that the caliber of men that we have that are heading the security units of this state will do everything within their power to settle and resolve this matter as soon as possible.
All right, you watched the video. That was Governor Fubara there after the Security Council meeting that had in attendance the Nigerian Army, the NSCDC, the Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Air Force and Navy in collaboration, so that all hands will be put on deck to return Rivers State to a highly secure state, because with the recent beheading of a police officer that took place, that seems to be a no-go area for civilians if an armed officer can be, killed in that manner. Sorry about that to his family, and I say very, very strong and heartfelt condolence to the Nigerian Police Force at large. Now, next on our list of updates, the People's Democratic Party chieftain and former national deputy chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Bode George, has urged Nyesom Wike and others to come together and resolve party internal crisis. What is he trying to say? Out of the recent anti-party activities indulged in by Nyesom Wike, a PDP governor allegedly, there are lots of hands pointing at the fact that Nyesom Wike may leave the PDP anytime soon because he has finally pitched his tent with the APC by receiving a ministerial position and appointment from Bola Ahmed Tinibu, being or making him the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. So, next on your screens will be Bode George calling on Nyesom Wike, other G5 governors, and aggrieved party members, elders and chieftains, and all the National Executive Council, National Working Committee to come together and resolve issues. If Wike is to be suspended alongside Seyi Makinde and Okeze Ikpeazu and then Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, you know, the G5, they should be suspended or they should be expelled indefinitely and all that. So he's calling for responsibility on the part of the NWC and the NEC of the People's Democratic Party to swing into action and see that the internal crisis is resolved in order to form a formidable force to fight to reclaim the alleged stolen mandate. Next video on your screens will be Bode George. Stay tuned.
Whatever it is with Wike, if he decides finally he wants to join the party, another party, good luck to him. But he's saying he's there. Let us set up a committee that will look at what actually happened. Why did it happen? What can we do to prevent? That's top level management practice. If he leaves, good luck to him. It's personal. He joined like everybody else. He has also contributed. And if he decides to say he wants to leave, what about those who left before? I remember I was there at the convention floor when 5, 6 of them walked out of the convention during Jonathan's second term. They walked out. They went to the other side, got black eye, and came back. Look, simply put, if you have a house and you are a tenant, and your house is leaking, is it a better decision for you to abandon that house and go and be a tenant somewhere rather than repair your house? Which one would you prefer?
Okay, all said and done, I believe that is just the main thing to be done. That is the truth about the whole matter, because if you don't come together to resolve these issues, the internal crisis will continue, and a divided house cannot stand. It is always said in that adage, a divided home or a divided house, a divided group cannot stand. So we urge the PDP to do the needful. If you're expelling Wike and his cohorts, you expel Wike, Otom, Ugwuanyi, Okeze Ikpeazu, and Seyi Makinde. So we know that the G5 governors are no longer in the PDP. If you're expelling those who are involved in the rift that had to do with Atiku Abubakar and all that, you do that quick, and you ensure a sort of decorum and an organized sort of party politics, so that you will form a formidable force to fight for more positions in the near future. Thank you so much. Like our videos, share them, don't forget to watch till the end, and please, if you're just watching me for the first time, tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you would always get to link up anytime I'm on air. Please, from our table, we're saying bye.